Wow, that actually went better than I thought. So after I dropped off that stuff, Jonah came out, and then Jen later, and she was able to voice her frustration, upset that I had a video, and apparently it caused drama with her friends. And now, but I told Jen, I got a chance to tell her, I said, hey, loyalty's big for me. You didn't come home last night after we had a fight. You chose your friends over me, and I understand where I stand now, and that tells me a lot. So, and then she even said, well, maybe we should not see each other. And I said, okay, that's your choice. So be it, you know? But every time Jen would start talking, I literally just wanted to walk away in the elevator because I just can't stand the way she talks to me when she's mad. It's just so ugly. But with Jonah, I ended up giving her a hug. Said, Jonah, can I give you a hug? I validated her feelings. I even said to Jen, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cause this drama. I was just trying to do a good thing. And even Jonah said to me, this is the best friend. She even said to me last night, she goes, I had pity for you last night because Jen disappeared and you were all by yourself. And I said, yeah, Jonah, thank you. And then I even relayed that to Jen. I said, Jonah, can I say this to Jen? You were her best friend, and even you felt pity for me last night. I said, you left me, babe. Like, I felt very alone last night after everything I did. And I said, it was a gift, I don't count it, but I just want respect. You're my girl, and you left. You didn't even tell me where you were at. So Jonah I think Jonah understands that, and I think Jonah wanted to be really mad at me. She still is. And I said, I can be the bad guy, and I'm like, you can hate me, Jen. And Jen's like, yeah, I do hate you for that. Okay, it's fine. Your feelings are valid, it's fine. I understand. And I just validated both their feelings, especially Jonah's. And then just said, I gave Jonah, can I just give you a big hug? And I gave her a hug, and then as Jen was talking, I just kind of left. So I got to hear them out, validate her feelings, tell her, yeah, I can't control what other people said that I said. All I said was A, B, and C. And I said, I can't control where people took that and ran with it. I'm sorry people were talking crap on you. That would be very unfortunate. I'd be upset too. But I feel like I'm being very misunderstood here, and that's okay. I can be the bad guy here. But just know I didn't mean for that. And I can't control what other people say. I can only control what I said. And then so like, well, you said this, this, and this. I'm like, this is what I said, and this is how it was delivered to you. And like, well, you have video evidence, proof that I was out. I'm like, I don't want any drama between you. For all I know, you guys were just talking. But I told her, if it was me and I saw that video and that was Jen out there talking to some guy on the dance floor for that long, I'd have a problem with it. I'd have a big issue with it. And she goes, well, and I know, and maybe you guys don't have an issue. And like, no, we don't have an issue in our relationship about that. I'm like, that's fine. That's good. I mean, you wouldn't even be there at the club if you had an issue with your man being an issue with her. That's fine. They have a different relationship. I said, but me as a man, I wouldn't be okay with my girl talking to some random foreigner, good-looking foreigner on the dance floor for that long. With Jen, I'd have a problem with it. And I'm just letting you know right now. It's like, why did you videotape it? Why you And then so they're so mad at me about videotaping. It's like, you're getting off subject. It doesn't matter if I videotaped it or not. So, it's exposed, and there's probably a psychology lesson in all this. I'll probably dissect this for a while and maybe come up with a better answer. But yeah, that's the drama. So dropped off the stuff, and I told Jen before I went down the elevator, I just said, listen, I care for you. I'm gonna give you your space. I need some space. You guys can be, and check your passport. I left you something in there for you. My passport? What do you mean? I'm like, just check your passport. I left you something in there. And it was, that 10,000 pesos, which is roughly $180 or so, give or take. Maybe 170 at this point. But just leaving her be. And I just booked the flight to somewhere else. So, to be determined. You'll see. You'll see in the next video. Thanks for listening. Drama. 44. Dealing with 22-year-old stuff. Sometimes it can't escape you. I just got to choose better women, because it's like I was dating somebody very, very immature. I don't want to talk bad on her, but some of these things, when those come out, and again, I'm glad I got to say my piece of, listen, loyalty's big, and loyalty's big for me. You chose your friends over me last night. You didn't tell me where you were, that's fine, but even you didn't come home last night. I have a problem with that. And I was super calm. I'm actually super proud of myself, and I feel good right now with how it went. And I'm glad it was said in front of Jonah, because Jonah can now see how I react when I'm upset. And I know Jonah will come to her senses. She even told me at the beginning she didn't like me. But she goes, now I've seen you make an effort. I see the way you are with Valentina, Jen's daughter. I see you paying for things, buying things, and I really do see your effort, and I'm really starting to like you. I'm like, thank you, Jonah. I really like you too, and I really want to be friends with you. I'm not trying to be at odds. I'm sorry this all happened, but I can't control what I can't control, you know? And so that's how we left it. Anyways, thanks for joining my drama channel. Drama channel indeed. So I flew out to Angeles to go to the pool party thing tonight. Just, I don't know. I had nowhere to be. I'm just trying to decompress from, feeling like I got hit by a typhoon. So came to Angeles. Probably get some shots for you guys here. I'm gonna go off the grid as far as not really posting anything for a while. Currently where I'm at, and just kind of leave Jen to guess if I'm still in Davao or if I'm wherever. And it's not to be a game. It's just, I think it's good that I just sit on it for a little bit and just kind of be low key, a little mysterious. Do I think it could still be worked out? Maybe. Probably not. Probably shouldn't. I should probably just walk away for sure after everything. I know, like I said, the writing's on the wall. I give people too many chances, and there is still a lot of love I have for Jen. But man, I'm telling you, last night I had even written down on my note, you need to make an exit plan soon, and that was even before all this drama. Like, I already just had felt in my spirit like I'm not getting even close to what I've been putting in. I've been really, really trying to protect Jen with some of the things I say to you guys. I think you can read between the lines that there's trouble in paradise, and I'm not trying to badmouth her, but be respectful, but that's pretty ugly sometimes, and it's like I'm dealing with 3 different people and in one sometimes. I'm not saying she has a split personality, definitely not saying that, just simply saying that you got the wounded side, you got the online presence girl, and then you got the real her. And anyways, so that's that. So, well, I'm here and let's do it. Very tired, but gonna push through it. I was thinking about something, and well, I had some time just to sit there and chill by the pool here, and just talk. I don't know, just be alone in my thoughts. Talk to the waiter a little bit, but I was thinking how when you walk away being in a relationship that you knew inevitably it was not going to work, and you tried your all, and you tried to detach, and even had to grieve like the idea of who I thought my ex-girlfriend, or I don't even know if she's my ex, whatever, Jen. I don't know what we are right now. It's okay. I mean, the writing's on the wall, like I said so many times. But it's interesting how you had to grieve who you thought they were, and then the image that she portrayed herself the first time I was in the Philippines compared to now was, I mean, we had more days of drama than we did of bliss. And as I'm walking away from it, it feels like a car crash. It feels like, that feeling that you want to love somebody and you think if you love them harder, you can fix them, or not fix them, but like you can get them to actually reciprocate, and they can't. Hurting people hurt other people. Like, they don't know how to reciprocate and accept your love, especially if they've been a victim of trauma or whatever. And I'm sitting here being like, there's a hole. There's relief, but there's a hole here of, I gave so much. I spent so much money, so much time, so much effort, so much of myself to try and love this girl. And in the end, I still am what made out to be the bad guy. And it's crazy, the stories that they're just running with now over nothing, but that's all right. The drama eventually fizzles out. The truth does rise to the top. Eventually the truth comes out. It'll be drama with somebody else over something so small. And I realize I stepped on a landmine that I didn't know, but when you step on it and then all the hornet's nest comes out like and attacks you, that's kind of what the friend group did. Although some people in the friend group have actually seemed like they validated And even Jen's family, they really appreciated me and thanked me for all the love and thought I was the best guy that she's ever dated. But it doesn't mean no good, because I mean those are nice to hear, and I'm thankful for that I can walk away with my head high. But shit hurts. There's a void there. There's a hole of, why can't you just love me back and give me just a halfway decent relationship? Why do we have to fight when it's just asking for a picture with my girlfriend? You know, even last night I said, hey, we're gonna get a picture together tonight, after I'm paying for her VIP thing. Again, it was a gift. I'm not counting it. I'll say that time and time again, because if you say it, then you must be counting it. No, I'm not. Simply stating what happened. I wanted to give a nice thing, and I even asked for a picture. And you know, I don't even think I have a video of us kissing briefly, but I don't even think I have a picture of us on the couch last night. It was so fast, and then some of the time she was gone for so long, and that's even when her friend said, I had pity for you because Jen disappeared, and kind of felt bad. You seemed so alone. I'm like, I was alone. It was very lonely last night at times. I still had a good time. I really did, but I don't know. It's like Jen, she just doesn't feel comfortable around me. I don't know, like, she is, but she's not. I'm like, are you hiding something? Is this just the way your personality is? Like, you don't like to kiss in public that much, and that's fine, but like, is that because you don't like me, or is that just your personality? Or you just holding back? You're scared of your friends? She cares so much what her friends and what other people think of her. And so I'll just say all this as I'm getting this all out, is there is a hole right now. And guys, have you ever been in a situation, I know a lot of you have, that without knowing your story individually, but you've just given to where you still are depleted, and at the end you walk away just sad because you're like, I just wanted to be loved back. And it's okay. This is all part of my advancement. This is part of me breaking off that old man, breaking off that old paradigm, breaking off the Jeremy that's not centered in oak and who's a diamond, like the guy who's supposed to be ideal version of me. This is the old ideals, and I'm breaking that off, and that's what Jen represented. Again, she was the unattainable girl that I finally got, you know, the sexy girl, and I was gonna ride it out. And you know, it was a nice lesson. Honestly, I used it as a very valuable lesson and teaching, you know, tool for me and growth. But yeah, it hurts, and it hurts when you give so much love and you can't get it back. So I'm sure you can relate.